Tip number 183 from the book 501 Contractor Tips. This won't be a long video. It's on federal taxes. You will be required to pay federal taxes on money you make. If you have any employees, you will also need to understand the withholding and federal taxes on that. Federal taxes aren't going to be the only tax you pay. These taxes will be paid to the Internal Revenue Service in the United States. And they're not hard to find, believe it or not. You can type them into any internet search engine, IRS, Internal Revenue Service. They will be number one at the top of the list there. These are the people who collect all of the taxes for the federal government, not the state or local government, federal government. It might also be referred to as the Department of the Treasury. For me, for example, I write checks out as estimated taxes. We pay estimated taxes. If you're a contractor, there's a good chance you're paying estimated taxes also. And I'll probably cover that more in this chapter. This is the first question, or the first tip in the taxes chapter. So if you're going to pay estimated taxes to the federal government, a lot of times you write the check to the Department of the Treasury, but you can almost make no mistake. If you mail your check and it says Bob Johnson Jr. on it, and you send it to the IRS, they're going to cash it and send it right back to you as cash, and they'll deposit it into their account. You're rarely going to, these people smoke through these checks and take it out of your account, and that is the end of it. I don't recommend you doing that, but I actually did it 1 year and they cashed it. So I didn't write anything nice. I signed something, I put a couple 4-letter words in there because I was irritated at them. Like I said, I don't recommend you following all of my advice, but I got to throw a story in there every once in a while. You probably will never hear that story unless we are toe-to-toe in person. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. If you don't know anything about federal taxes or your obligation to the federal government, contact the Internal Revenue Service, Department of the Treasury, the IRS, and you should be able to get all the information you need for that. Publication 15 is going to help you a lot. I believe that's a small business publication. I just remember publication 15 really helped me out a lot. But that's actually another tip in the book. I got to squeeze out some of these tips. Like I said, some of these tips aren't going to be as helpful as other ones, but for some people who have no idea what they're getting into, federal taxes and state taxes could be a big problem as a contractor. Now, one other thing I would like to say is that you need to make sure you pay these taxes. Once you get behind on your taxes, you could end up with a large tax bill, and I've seen this happen to plenty of contractors. Set money aside for your taxes. If you make $50,000 and you owe $5,000, make sure that $5,000 is not going to be used. And if you need to, put it in another account. You've got to pay these taxes. The penalties are astronomical. I believe they're 25%. I don't know if they're the same, but a while ago they were 25%. It's a 25% penalty and 25% interest. Get that, and that's brutal. I don't know if it's the same, but last thing you want to do is end up thinking that you owe them $5,000, finding out that you owe them $10,000 and another $5,000 in penalties and interest.